efficient. They just ended up kind of dual laning him. They did a dual lane mid and then a dual lane off lane. The Bane forced Empire to react to that, so it made kind of a 2-on-2 in the off lane, and PL Undying, did just fine against the Luna.
Easy. Yeah.
So we are in the draft, and
There's
first ban.
the ban. You've got to do it. You cannot let this man Miracle have his Shadow Fiend. That's absolutely not. Now, I guess you just go for the Io ban here as well.
Well, the interesting thing is Team Empire had first pick on Radiant, so maybe they could have actually just left it in the pool, right?
Absolutely.
So I'm actually surprised that they banned it out.
That is a little bit surprising. So Empire took first pick, OG took Dire this game.
Resolution is good on a Shadow Fiend, obviously, but it's not really the type of game that they're playing lately, though.
But is the game that they're playing working out for them? That's the question.
Well, they got this far against many people's expectations.
That is true. Against Vega, it certainly worked. It's certainly where the play style. Okay, they prioritized the Tusk ban here over the Io. Why would they do that, people?
Well, they have first pick, so they could first pick the Io if they wanted. Or they could be setting up to play against it. Maybe they have a strategy in mind.
I mean, that's the, do OG here now take away that IO, or is there something else that they're worried about Empire getting
Something I've seen
first?
OG do a lot is when they don't have first pick and they're playing against a team that consistently runs Wisp, they will ban it. They have a lot of respect for the hero. Well, we'll just have to wait and see.
Well, they're taking their time, discussing that very ban, most likely.
What did we see last game on the ban phase? Tusk, Doom?
Empire ban Tusk,
Gyrocopter.
and
Gyro.
OG with the opening Gyro ban.
The silent gyro.
Yeah, there's your eye.
And that means that if Empire wants to pick up the gyrocopter, they have to do it in this phase, otherwise OG will probably still ban it out in the second ban phase. Does give a lot away about their lineup, perhaps?
OG also picks Gyro very highly themselves, so it's totally unsurprising if the picks goes back to OG, they'll pick it.
Yeah. The thing about Gyro that I like from OG as well, that we've seen both Miracle and No-Tail can play it very well. They have that kind of facility to switch it around depending on what they get as well. Yeah.
First pick Gyrocopter here for Empire. The other option for the first pick would be the Darkseer, but Gyrocopter, very good against Darkseer, and so that's kind of what I think OG would go if we did see a Darkseer first pick. Probably straight into that, like Gyrocopter plus Bane.
Yeah, there we go.
That was smart. It was a good pick.
Okay, I mean, OG, you expected a PPD, maybe they expected it as well. What do you pick in response to that with these first two? Are you forced to not pick the Darkseer yourself for Moon? Are they just much better offlaners that you'd rather have in a game against the Gyro?
I think you can wait on the Darkseer.
Okay. You're not worried about it being banned out?
You can wait, keep it going. You want to be ready for the Empire to pick it though, because it would be a pretty good pick. It works well with Gyrocopter.
10 seconds.
There's still Dazzle, there's Bane. Those are two support options. I think they'll probably take one of those. They don't play a lot of Winter Wyvern. They play a bit of Winter Wyvern, but I think they would much prefer Fly on the Dazzle.
As you spoke, it comes out from the side. What we saw, of course, Empire open with the Dazzle Darkseer. It'd be funny to see if OG decide to copy that.
It's definitely a possibility.
If you're Team Empire, are you going to ban Undying in the next phase if OG doesn't pick it right here?
They could. It depends what other heroes they plan on picking. Gyrocopter it goes both ways. He's pretty good against Undying though. If you had to put him, say this hero's good against Undying, this hero's bad against Undying. Gyro's probably more towards the good side.
Yeah. I'd love to see. I talked about it with Empire's draft. They didn't do it Moonslader. I need to be quicker. I need to be quicker. They beat me too.
You saw it on the screen.
I didn't see all this.
It's always next tournament.
It was literally on the screen.
It was actually on the screen.
It was not on. Honestly, whatever. The Slardar. They've got to be happy with those opening picks. Slardar, Dazzle, it's something that OG run very well.
Yeah, that's good. I think they could go for the Darkseer themselves now. That'd be pretty good. They could also... Clockwork is looking pretty good. That's a hero I really like against Slardar.
What about picking up the Wyvern now for them? It's something that's going to combo nicely with the Jar, and it's great against the physical that OG are bringing out so far.
Yeah, Wyvern's fine. There's a lot of physical damage. You'd expect another physical damage carry from OG, such as like a Windrunner or a TA, and Wyvern works really well against both those heroes.
Yeah, Wyvern or Darkseer, I think. Yeah, there's the Wyvern.
Team Empire's turn.
Okay, time for the next ban phase. Now that you know OG is going to be having that Slardar, most likely for Moon.
OG's got the first pick out of this phase, so I think Darkseer will probably get banned out by OG,
10 seconds
and then
remaining.
Empire should probably watch out for
5 seconds
maybe Miracle Queen of Pain or one of those physical damage heroes we talked about.
Yeah, I wonder if Team Empire is going to ban out the very lane-dominating mids, so maybe they could stick a DK on second phase, and
Yeah,
you get
that's a
that Gyro
possibility.
DK plus the Wyvern heal for a siege. Something that we saw Team Empire lean against Vega in their game.
I wonder if they ban out the Bane here, Empire, as well. We know that OG work it really nicely. It's something that's going to be there for the setup for Slider to walk in, and there we have it. Take away the Bane.
Bane is good.
Gyro
Good
team
ban.
back.
Strong hero.
Third ban now for OG.
Both teams taking quite the time to think
AA
about
is
this
also a
stuff.
possibility as a ban.
Have we seen AA at all this lap?
I don't think we've seen
No,
AA.
not a single
No,
one.
no, no
I'm
team's
not
been
even
wanting
sure
to
a lot
run.
of
We've seen
teams
him
have
banned a few times, but that's
Have
about
we
it.
though? I feel like we haven't seen him ban that much either.
I feel like I wrote down AA at least twice.
Okay.
5 seconds
Go with
remaining.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fair. Yeah, no picks though. I haven't seen the hero.
Reserve time.
We
There's
see
the
more.
DK you're talking about, Lumi.
Okay,
Gets banned.
never mind.
DK.
Turn to ban.
They're definitely paying it a lot of respect, OG. Even though last game they had a great lane against DK, they still didn't want to play against it. So showing a ton of respect to Team Empire.
I mean, and what you talked about it earlier, PPD. I wonder if Empire do take away that win range. They have got the Wyvern, so something to deal against it, but it's one of those heroes that Miracle is incredibly scary on.
Yeah, you gotta look out for Wind Ranger, TA, or Quap. I think are the three. Oh, Huskar.
Oscar.
Huskar could have been good too
Team back.
with Dazzle and.
I know that there's already a Winter Wyvern in the pool and Gyrocopter as well, but how big is the chance though today, overall, because we are going to see both of these two teams once more, we see Meepo today.
10 seconds.
Meepo. It's definitely a possibility. It doesn't look like the best Meepo game so far.
Not against the
but
Wyvern,
The
sure.
thing is, like, Meepo is, he's that hero that you can 4th or 5th pick, and you can be like, okay, there's no way we can lose this game. Like, Meepo is going to carry this game because they just don't have the heroes to deal with it. Same thing with like a Huskar. If there's nothing to deal with Huskar, you're just going to win. And that's why it's so awesome to have a Meepo player in your team, just to have that, you know, in
That's
your
right.
arsenal. Be like, oh, you didn't pick enough AoE, huh?
Hello.
Well, you know, better luck next game because we're gonna pick Meepo and you're gonna lose.
Is that a slight claim/hint towards your own team?
No, that's like a.
Have you not seen
slight hint
PPT
or
Meepo?
flank towards
It's
Ice
insane.
Frog, man. Ice Frog's out of control. Keeps buffing all like the clowniest heroes and techies at TI5. Now it's Meepo and Huskar. Like, stop buffing these heroes.
Techies worked out pretty well for yourself though.
I mean, he was broken. You keep buffing these like heroes that aren't meant
And
to
we
be
have it.
picked, and all of
EG
a
winning
sudden,
tournaments, abusing broken heroes.
Yeah.
That's, I mean, OG went
Whoa.
Frankfurt. That's how you do it, man.
Who can abuse the heroes best wins
Absolutely.
the tournament.
That's DOTA.
Well, let's have a look. Fourth ban was, of course, that Dark Seer. We mentioned it earlier, the combo with the Gyrocopter. Funnick's very good at it. OG, they're going to stick with the Rubik, and that is one of Crit's signature heroes.
And it's a deny for Team Empire at the same time, I would imagine.
Yeah, they could have worked with it very nicely with the Gyro.
Not
Absolutely.
an awesome Rubik game, though. Rubik can often... Crit is an amazing Rubik,
Yeah.
but Rubik often feels very underwhelming when you don't have big ultimates to steal, like a Fiend's Grip. Or, I mean, they kind of have some nice setup. They can lift into like a Slardash stun into Dazzle Heal, but
10
I
seconds.
feel like other supports could give you the same thing
yeah,
without
exactly.
being so weak in lane.
There's
Yeah.
not great spells to steal.
I mean, is it not a bit of a power play as well at this point in the draft? I mean, PPD, when you're drafting against a Rubik, you've still got 3 picks to go. That's got to affect how you look at the drafting quite a bit, that you know that there's a Rubik now.
Yeah, there's not too many heroes you don't want to pick, though, against Rubik, like, that are popular right now. Like, there's...
I mean, for example, Night Stalker will be a great, like, hey, Rubik, I'm going to run at you now. What are you going to do?
I was going to say maybe Earthshaker's the only one that would be that you would slightly consider like to not pick because Fisher is such an
This
easy
is
spell to
beautiful on
steal.
Rubik.
Yeah, most Shakers try and cover it pretty quickly. It's a great spell to steal, and when you get it, it's awesome. But it's not always the easiest spell to steal if your Earthshaker's paying close attention.
Yeah.
I wonder if we're going to see that Miracle hero come out now. It's already been, you know, they've been looking at Miracle with 2 of the bans so far, Empire.
Yeah, I'd say Wind Ranger.
5
Probably.
seconds remaining.
Wind Ranger, or actually looking at it, could this be an Alchemist game?
Reserve
Um,
time.
Probably not
Yeah.
with a PL
Empire's
now.
turn to
Like,
pick.
Yeah, that seems maybe a little too greedy. I don't know. PL doesn't even seem that greedy anymore. He lanes pretty well.
Wouldn't you also want to have more heroes that have a decent axe upgrade? I mean, I know Rubik and
Miracle
Dazzle are
doesn't
both
normally
good.
go down the build. Well,
No,
I
but
guess if
at
he goes super
some
late,
point-
he does. But he goes. I love the build that Miracle does. You know, he goes full fight on his Alchemist. It's
Definitely
really nice.
the right way to play it.
Yeah.
Although there are some games where I think the Radiance build does have its place, but I still think you should get like Treads, maybe your Solar Crest or an SNY, and then be like, go fight, and all of a sudden you have like 3,000 gold, you're like, oh, Radiance, you know? Right
Pick it up on the way.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's for like a team like that can't deal with split push, like they can't kill illusions fast. So you kind of look at it as like a Naga at that point.
Let's see if Empire go more in for this team fight. You know, they've already got a great one-way combo with the Shaker, Wyvern, and Jara. And I'd imagine it will be the Funnick Shaker. I guess they can run it in the support position, but I kind of feel when we see Empire, we more so see Funnick run that hero.
Of course, Shaker's probably the way to go.
Yeah.
For people wondering at home, by the way, the player weapon Y is Aloha Dance.
Aloha Dance.
There's been some speculations going on.
No Fear's going to be the one to play the Wyvern, won't he? Or would that be...
Yeah, I don't think...
No. Yeah.
Aloha Dance, he likes the flashier heroes.
He does. I mean, flashier heroes, any that come to mind that they could go for?
There's still the Night Stalker. It's not super flashy, but he likes to run around and roam, get active.
That's literally
That
flashy.
is literally the definition of flashy. The Aloha, and that is one of his heroes, Disruptor.
Yeah, it's really good against Slardar. Dazzle's pretty good. It'd be great if it's the teammate that's in the static field, but or static
10
storm.
seconds remaining.
So Empire's still needing that resolution here at OG with this final ban.
It has the mid matchup. The Empire gets to like counterpick the mid lane, which is always a nice advantage
Nice
to have
leg
over your
up,
opponent.
yeah.
That being said, Wind Ranger doesn't have too many counters in mid. I think, yeah, most lanes Wind Ranger can do pretty well, if not win.
That OD counter.
Yeah, no, not a viable hero, unfortunately.
If you're Empire, though, are you not going to ban out the Wind Ranger at this point?
I think they should. I don't see why they wouldn't. Seems like
Who else would you be like?
I mean, they've
worried
got the
for
catch
seeing
for the
outside
Wind
of OG?
Ranger.
there's the TA, there's the Alchemist. I think Alchemist is definitely still a possibility.
Out's going to be really nice.
The Queen of Pain is still in the pool.
I don't know if they pick.
Definitely
There's a Rubik. I mean,
not-
they're not scared of them
not an
picking a
eco
quad.
game.
You're not going to take a quad.
Wait,
Sure.
what's the reason not for Queen of Pain?
I said not a Meepo game.
Oh,
OG could
Empire's
Queen.
turn
It's
to ban.
not the best hero against Wyvern, Shaker, and Disruptor. I like
Too many
Tier.
catch.
I like Tier with
A Razor remove for OG. So
They need a BKB hero for sure. So I think TA is probably the way they're gonna go
and this is for OG or Empire?
for OG.
Okay.
Seconds remaining.
Definitely very good on the dire side in conjunction with the Slaughter.
Is this going to be the Wind Ranger ban?
5 seconds
Let's have
remaining.
a look, see what they're scared of, Empire. What do they fear of Miracle? And it's your TA, PPT, as you were saying. That's what they're going to prioritize. Now, OG here, Wind Ranger or Alchemist. They've got to be the two options they're thinking about.
I think they'll probably go for the Wind Ranger. That being said, I think Empire has some pretty good heroes to deal with the Wind Ranger. They've got a ton of lockdown, and Wind Ranger's not a hero that really wants to rush that BKB, so he can be pretty susceptible to dying early on. It was a good ban. A lot of teams would have banned the Wind Ranger. Just been like, yeah, Wind Ranger's, you know, it's a really good pick for them, but is TA better? Probably.
I mean, is the TA ban giving us a bit of an insight into what Empire might be thinking about running in the mid?
Remaining.
Oh, Viper.
Okay.
Okay, so that's
Empire's turn to pick.
a hero that doesn't necessarily need to go a super early BKB. Just kind of tank it up. Another mech hero for them. That's something we forgot to discuss. They didn't have a mech hero yet.
That's true.
Now you gotta lane against it. Who's going against Viper? Not me.
Speaking of mech hero, Team Empire also doesn't really have one. I guess Wyvern technically could go for one, but
Is he gonna get enough gold?
no, probably not. Usually goes for Glimmer, Link, things like that.
We do know that Aloha Dance generally gets a lot of farm no matter what
That is
hero he
true.
plays, though. So if he is indeed a disruptor,
All right,
Going with the
Queen.
Quap again. I
look
mean,
at that.
Rubik Crit is going to be very happy there's a Quap in this game, surely.
Not a big fan, once again, but seems like they're pretty stuck on this Quap hero or playing a hero similar to it.
Yeah. I think yesterday Resolution was saying pick me Invoker. Today
It's like-
seems to be saying pick me Quap.
Yeah.
Well, what do we look forward to seeing? What does Empire need to do to take this to a third game?
A Funnick with an early Blink Dagger will just totally destroy PL, so that would be a great start.
Okay.
Being able to get on the back lines and having maybe Quap burst down the Dazzle, that would be really good for that team fight.
Okay, so watch out for that Funnick Blink Dagger. We're gonna find out if Empire can force out that third game against OG. It is time for game 2 between those teams with, of course, Andy and Cinnamon.
Thanks very much once again, Shiva. We're going to go ahead and hop right into game number 2, as it's already well underway. Cinderin, are you ready?
Yep, well underway. We've lost 30 seconds.
I mean, that's well underway. 30 seconds started. That's like, all right, well, we rushed right into a pause. So this one's on me, boys.
Nice.
Standard. All right.
Apparently there's some sort of issue with the lighting. I think that we should be ready.
Well, we did see, you mentioned No Tail was making sure that he couldn't, he had like that little hat on or whatever.
Yeah,
So
he put on his hat so he could...
wasn't getting
Oh,
lights
it's
in his
actually
eyes.
settings.
Okay.
Yeah, the light does look switched off, so
All
I
right.
think... All right.
So what do you think of the lineups? I actually think that Empire do have the potential to take this game. Their team fight's actually insane.
Yeah, I think the solution of not going for a Luna and settling for a gyrocopter instead, this game allows
Wouldn't
them
it
to
be
fight
vice
a lot
versa?
better.
You settle for Luna.
Yeah,
You pick
that's
gyro.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a better way of putting it. The fact that they get the gyro, let's put it that way, this
Yeah.
game puts them in a better fighting position. OG are way more limited in terms of laning. They can't really run this aggressive dual lane that they could last time and just put so much pressure with what was it they had? They had an Undying
PL.
Undying PL lane.
Yeah.
There's no combo with PL here that beats a gyro +1. You can't just do Rubik PL or Dazzle PL and expect to beat a gyro Wyvern lane, for example. That's just not going to work.
Yeah.
So options are definitely there for Empire to get off to a better laning stage this time, even though last time, like we said, didn't go too bad, but there was just this turning point where everything went down the drain. I'm wondering if we're going to see something similar to this game with the mech on Viper. It's probably going to be a similar story from OG in terms of itemization.
I mean, when I saw the pick, that's the only reason I thought they did, because they actually wanted a mech carrier. Because up until that point, I guess Fly could buy one, but it's not going to be quite the same timing.
No.
And the way that OG play, they always bring No Tail to fights, regardless of whether or not he's playing PL or Ember, you know, whichever hero they pick for him, he always helps. So I think having the mech is very synergistic with the way that OG actually play their lineups. And, oh, Aloha Dance needs to be careful here. Phantom Light's going to be thrown out. There's level 1 poison attack on Miracle. Here comes the poison touch coming in from Fly as well. I don't think they're going to be able to save him. First blood goes the way of OG. Miracle picking up that kill. And No Fear taking a couple of auto attacks as well.
And Aloha Dance, he just had no business going out there to look. This is a classic OG play level 1. They do this almost all the time. Aggressive 5-man into the enemy jungle when they know they have good level 1, and they try to get a ward down so they can't pull the camp. And in addition, sometimes they get a kill. And that was a little bit of a freebie there. And it went to Miracle.
Yeah.
Going mid as Quap against a first blooding Viper is horrible.
Well, Resolution, maybe 2 games in a row, not going to have the easiest laning phase in the world, but this game, I think that Empire, again, they can rely on the mid-game fights, like hopefully a decent timing in level 6 for Aloha Dance and No Fear, get the Winter's Curse going, get the Static Storm going. I think they actually have a decent shot this time around, whereas in the last game, I thought that at a certain point, since Luna wasn't really getting that much farm, that they just had very few ways of getting themselves back into the game. So we're going to see bottom lane Fly and No Tail both taking a good chunk of harassment here from No Fear.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised they chose to go with this aggressive dual lane. As I said, I don't really think they have a winning matchup here in any way, but they're still going to try it. I'm wondering if they'll be looking for a rotation from Rubik sometime soon with a TP to bot lane and then put pressure that way, but so far so good for Empire, I would say, for the bottom lane. The mid lane's going to be hard. And the top lane, Funnick, he's playing Shaker against a Slardar Rubik.
They can kill him, but it's hard,
Yeah.
I think. But the thing about OG is they typically prioritize Moon and getting any hero who has some sort of initiation potential, just get him his Blink Dagger, and then rotate the lanes when you feel like you need to. You know, just let Moon make the space for you mid-game, get an early mech on the Viper, use those heroes to actually allow No Tail to farm, rather than just giving him the lane. Because I still think that PL can come to fights if he's underfarmed, if you're just sitting on the outside just throwing lances, right? Like, what catch does Empire have other than Queen as bottom lane?
Oh, they have Glimpse.
Yeah.
That's one catch. He is going to disjoint that perfectly, though, with
Nice.
the Doppelganger. One of the easier abilities in the game to avoid Glimpse with, just because of how long you stay in the invulnerability
It's 1 full
period.
second,
It's a
right?
full second,
Yeah.
so you definitely have enough time to see that. And No Tail, showing the knowledge of the mechanic, easily getting out of that. And I guess at least that's something for them, is that they're difficult to kill in this bottom lane. But if you don't get farm, the trade-off on the top lane better be good, and so far it is.
The other thing to note too is, since there's so many heroes bottom, if you're not stacking the jungle and making use of the fact that you have 2 supports bottom, then Empire could just lose out in the long run based on the fact that they're not being as efficient as OG are with their laning phase. So for now, a little bit slow here. Everyone's kind of just hitting creeps. Looks like middle lane Resolution's actually not doing too bad. Is he going to get his hands on a regen here? Oh, it's going to get broken by crit. That is a big bummer.
Yeah, and they don't have any Cold Embrace to bringing up to full here, so you might have to use 2 Tangos to just be able to sustain in lane against
Funnick.
Viper. Yeah, Funnick is in trouble. Moon will need another crush, but...
He had a
not
mango, but he didn't want to
for
go for it. He knows that Funnick also has a mango, so if he dives too aggressively... Oh, speaking of diving, bottom
He's trying
lane.
it now. Oh, and top lane at the same time. Funnick, he does not have mana for a fissure. Unless he uses the mango. He's going to use it now and get the fissure off. Maybe, yes, he gets him. Just on the edge, Funnick gets the trade-off. Yeah, it is essentially a trade-off since they did lose a hero bottom, but clutch play from him and Moon getting a little over-aggressive. Now they lose a Dazzle too. Empire, really good exchange for them.
And NoTail also needs to be careful. He's going to use all his stick charges there to throw on extra lands. There is a glimpse if he wants to go for a few more autos, but he can't quite get in range. He's going to eventually have to fall back, so Aloha Dance not quite finding the kill that he was looking for. And this early game is really back and forth in the lane so far.
A mid lane resolution, but he doesn't have mana for Blink. Miracle wants to force it out of him, and he will succeed. So gets him away. 10 stick charges on the Viper and a Ring of Aquila. Very interesting to see this build from Miracle. No boots, no bottle, anything. I mean, bottle on Viper isn't very common, let's be real. But at least the boots you often see picked up really early and turn into most likely treads.
If you look at it, though, in just the straight-up lane matchup, what do boots really give you in this 1v1? Like, maybe you get 1 or 2 extra auto attacks off if you see that Resolution's going for last hit or something like that. But other than that, just rushing the Aquila means that you can dominate the lane harder because you know that no one else is going in. And top lane, once again, gonna see a crush coming in from Moon. Funnick comes in from the side, throws at the fissure. Here comes the enchant. Moon drops. And No Fear is gonna be stuck here for a second, but we'll
This
be
is
fine.
very uncharacteristic for Moon based on the Slaughter play we saw from him out in Frankfurt, where he was outstanding most of the time. Now he's mid 2. To be frank, just overcommitments. He's died 2 times now.
Dude, Funnick's level 5 at 4 minutes in.
Yeah.
2 kills with a bottle and boots.
That is way more than he could have hoped for going into this game. And PPD talked about how a fast blink on Shaker in this game would be really, really good. I think they're on the way to it.
And middle lane too. Queen's not doing too bad. Resolution was forced back once, so I don't think they need the Queen to really crush the lane or anything. As long as he gets the levels that he needs, gets the 6, has a good TP rotation, maybe gets a kill on NoTail in the bottom lane. I think it's quite easy to catch a PL when you have that blink and you have glimpse as well. Because at some point you're going to have to use Doppelganger, right? You can't just hold on to it forever.
At the same time, I was watching the mid lane. I was going to say, how often do you see a hero that doesn't care about a double damage quad? Miracle just ran up and started hitting him in the face into the DD of Resolution. Didn't care. And yeah, well, you were speaking of PL being forced into that doppelganger. Still, actually considering how this thing could have gone. NoTail having 13 CS right now isn't half bad. He hasn't died. He's got a kill.
I mean, we were looking at these lanes and saying that Moon should be the one who's getting a lot. But Moon also had died, but they're going to go on silent here. Bottom lane, do they have the damage? Looks like Phantom Lance is going to be on cooldown for another 2 seconds. He doesn't have Doppelganger for 15. One more auto attack from Aloha Dance. His Silence not going to be able to get a range. Flat Cannon's on cooldown. He's bottling himself up, goes back in with the Phantom Rush. He has mana for 1 more Lance, skills it up, has the stick charges as well. Silent has enough mana for a Rocket Barrage. They want to try to go around here. Is he going to go in for the kill? Throws out the Lance. There's the heal. No Fear coming in just in time. NoTail now going to be stuck inside the kinetic field. Goes for the Phantom Rush onto Aloha Dance. He has no mana left. Splinter Blast comes in.
Oh, and now
Secures the
Resolution's
kill.
going to show up as well. Get another kill here on Fly. He used Grave already on himself earlier. Doesn't have it. And that's
Nice
5 straight kills for Empire. Starting to look really good top lane. Funnick,
Dire's bottom tower is under
he's
attack.
essentially winning this lane now, even in a one-on-one matchup against the Slaughter. Just has so much damage from those levels. And once he gets level 6, I don't even know if Moon can... He needs to be careful, even going for CS at that point. Any rotation with him going into melee range for creeps, Echo Slam Fissure.
Oh, they want to go in. Funnick, he just hit 6. He's going to throw out the Echo. Enchant comes in. Moon is so close to going down. He pops the stick charges. Now Funnick on the run, has the amplified damage applied, wants to get 1 more enchant. He knows that if he hits 1 more time, he can go for that kill. Maybe. Oh, the sprint wore off. There's not enough damage. He gets 1 more enchant. Where is the rest of Empire? Somebody help this man.
Radiant's
He will
top
eventually
tower is
drop.
under attack.
That was almost really bad, though. If he had mana for throwing out a fissure there, I think he would have gotten the kill.
Yeah, for sure. The timing on get a level 6 there was also perfect. It was right when they engaged on it, so it didn't even get the time to react to Echo Slam becoming available, but just missed a little bit there for Funnick. And a very crucial kill for OGs to get. Not only do they stop the Shaker a little bit in his tracks, they got the kill on the PL, so NoTail, who just died in the bottom lane, gets back. Now he's going to play the safe lane role, most likely, rotating the Slaughter Art. Let's see how this works out for the mid lane.
Yeah, Fissure comes in, crits in the area. He wants to try to go for a lift, but Resolution blinks into Fog to get the ulti off. neither hero are actually dead just yet. All the stick charges consumed on Miracle, and they do manage to walk away. That blink from Resolution was so good. Meantime, bottom lane, Glimpse comes in. Fly, gonna throw out the Grave onto himself. No TP, should be an easy kill for Empire. Tries to go for a heal bomb on the creep. Silent very aware of this. Teleport coming in. It's gonna be Crit. Call down comes through. The tower shot and the fade bow from Crit allows him to get the kill. Aloha Dance going for the trade for Crit. 1 versus 1. It's gonna be close. I think the creeps are gonna help Crit win it. Oh,
5 health.
Those
on
creeps,
Chris Rubik.
the value.
Man, that's such a clutch play.
He just
I
got
guess
2
what
levels
else could
from
you
that.
have done?
Think about that. Like, he was level 4 when he TP'd. Now he's level 6.
6 with Earn.
And 500 gold.
500 gold. Not too shabby. And there's
Always.
some pretty good spell steals in this game. Fissure is incredible. PPD were talking about, well, when you pick Rubik, you generally want to pick it into some very good counters here, as we do have the Score Esports replay here. This is the engage we just saw onto Fly, where Silent will be chasing him down into the tower. The really good Shadow Wave coming out from Fly here, baiting them into the creep wave to get that necessary damage out for this Fate Bolt to reach and get the kill, dodging the call down as well. It's textbook play here from Crit with the rotation, and like you said, Clutch does get the kill, get level 6. And the steal's available in this game. Fissure,
Bottom lane.
Sonic Wave, Winter's Curse, yeah, Moon's dead.
He is very dead.
He's having a hard game.
He really
He's
is.
dying.
I keep going back to the safe lane and just assuming that that hero would have a decently timed blink so they could, you know, rotate No Tail to a safer location and allow him to farm. But instead, they just sacrifice that plan altogether. No Tail is farming top now. They say, okay, Moon, we gave you the safe lane. You kind of squandered it. Let's see if No Tail can do better. Oh, Haste Rune gonna be picked up here by Crit. I guess the first steal, you just kind of go for blink, right? That's like the easy spell to get most of the time.
I think right now Fissure is actually stronger.
If you can get it.
If you can get it. It's a little tricky, of course, as Phonic can always just cast Enchant Totem, but if he finds the steal on that, that spell's incredible. The team needs a little bit more damage. The Blink is obviously a great spell, getting that position. He's
he's gonna get it
try to
right
run
now.
him down. He got the Fissure. Fate Bolt, nope.
Okay.
TP response from Wyvern. And yeah, there were 8 stick charges on Funny and 200 health. He couldn't kill him there. So good call from Crit to back out, knowing his limits. But what else is there? Like, when PPD talked about, okay, this might not be the best Rubik game, I think he picked it into Gyro Wyvern at that time. So like there was Winter's Curse as a potential steal, but that was kind of it. Now there's Glimpse, which is great. Static Storm is great. Fissure, Sonic Wave, Blink. It's like such a huge array of good spells that he can get. And getting that level 6 on him for that reason might prove to be very, very useful.
I mean, the other thing too, he actually mentioned during the panel is saying that Empire gravitate towards Queen a lot, so maybe they just assumed that if there weren't really too many good mid options left that they would have to go for something like that, which also makes the Rubik pick just stronger in general.
Yeah. There's the mech.
Yeah. They are sieging
Time
the tier
for
1.
the game plan to unfold.
Yeah, Moon is very poor though. I mean, he's level 7, so he's got 2 points in a sprint. They're going to pop the Arctic Burn. They want to go on Miracle here. He does have the Dazzle standing behind him and the mech at the ready. Fissure going to block Funnick off from the rest of his team. Golden Brace comes out straight away. Silent is also in the area. Crit steals Flat Cannon. Maybe not the best spell to have. Funnick's dropping a little bit low here. They're going to drop the Static Storm on top of Miracle. He walks it off. Grave going to be used. Maybe a bit preemptively. Lance goes onto Funnick. Bottle Charge is going to keep him alive. Winter's Curse comes out onto No Tail looking for the follow-up. Sonic Wave comes through with the Scream. No Tail's going to be dropping. Did not have Doppelganger for that one. Glimpse.
Good glimpse.
Yeah, Moon going to be stuck inside. Zoning Call Down comes out from Silent. Not dealing quite a lot of damage to Moon, though. It looks like he's going to be able to maybe walk this off. Blink forward once again from Resolution. Echo Slam comes in, dealing a little bit of damage to everyone. Miracle getting so low. One auto attack will deal the damage from Silent. Gonna see the Cold Embrace come out onto the tower. Flies dropping as well. Crit very low. Has one Scream and a Fate Bow. Gets the kill on the Silent. Moon coming back in. He's got another Amplify he's going to throw onto No Fear. Crush up in 2 seconds. Aloha Dance really low. Fissure comes out from Funnick. Crit gets the lift, throws out the Urn. Oh my goodness. Triple kill for the Rubik of OG, but feels like Empire definitely come out on top of that. They pretty much wipe OG out.
Man, that was such a crazy fight, actually. There was no way of telling who was going to win that the whole way through. Like, extremely close exchanges. I think OG win that fight if Moon doesn't use Crush in the end. He crushed the gyro after he came out from Cold Embrace, but he was dying to Fate Bolt and a right click anyway, so that was on cooldown, and that was like the exact ability he needed to find 2 additional kills, and the Fissure comes in at the end of the fight there. Very, very close fighting here, but Empire, Resolution willingly sacrificing himself to get that Scream off on 3 heroes, setting up for the Echo Slam, ends up paying off in the end.
If the Aftershock actually hit, I think that would have just been a total one fight. for Empire.
Yeah.
He couldn't get in range, but it was a little unfortunate. Also, the call down from Silent not hitting Moon. I think he threw it to stop OG from following up, but if it actually hit Moon inside the kinetic field, he would have died instead of being able to come back into the fight later.
For sure.
So there's a couple of things that were a little bit iffy from both teams, but we are going to see a smoke.
Yeah, there's a lot of abilities on cooldown for Empire. They know there's no Echo Slam. Curse is up in a moment, but no Echo, no Sonic might be enough for them to press on for this tower. Very classic OG play, but Empire, they're ready for it. They want to take the fight to OG, and this is a very important moment. Funnic's gonna break the smoke.
Oh, the curse comes in. Static Storm dropped on top of it. Call down to follow. OG just getting annihilated in this fight. Their retreat is blocked off by the fissure. They're gonna throw out a lance onto Silent. He's very low. Miracle, he's gonna get the grave. They're gonna trade right now, getting the gyro down. No Tail coming back into the fight. Splinter Blast comes in.
Bomb, what?
Oh my god, Fly with the Shadow Wave. No Fear sitting in the trees, trying to keep himself alive here. No Tail trying to walk it off, going for Aloha Dance. He's completely out of mana right now, using the Cooling Blade to juke, but Funnic's like, no thank you. I think I'll pass on that one. One more heal coming in from the side. Fly totally out of mana now. Kind of helping anyway, but the Doppelganger juke on the fissure. No Tail, still alive for the time being. Glimpse comes in, and this should be the end of the PL. He's not going to be able to get the kill onto Aloha Dance. No Fear's there with the Cold Embrace. That start to the fight with the fissure on top of the Static Storm in the kinetic field just caught almost everyone.
I can't believe OG even got a kill in that exchange. Like after that opening from Empire, the amount of team fight they brought to the table, you just think, okay, this fight is over. That heal bomb, I think, dealt 500 damage to 2 heroes. All the PL illusions, of course, taking the heal, and just they got a fairly good exchange out of it. Considering how Empire got into that fight, they're still going to be happy with it, though. All in all, I think they took that fight without Sonic Wave, without Echo Slam, as we talked about. They'll have it the next time around, and if that fight were to happen with those cooldowns, OG
oh my god, that would have been a massacre.
Yeah, there would have been 5-0 there, for sure. Like, there was absolutely no play available. But the reason they committed like that, put themselves in that position, was, of course, the knowledge of those cooldowns.
Yeah, of course.
So,
and Crit stealing the ever-useful Flat Cannon. Fissure called out right into it, and that's a very dead Ruby. Good stuff.
Funnic has shown up in this game. I think his Shaker has been really, really good. The Fissure he got in that team fight as well. Early on.
So good.
Blocked, kind of split the fight in half and set up the perfect Static Storm and call down that the OG lineup couldn't really get out of. Now he sets up a very nice long-range Fissure into call down once again with Silent. And this Blink Dagger isn't that far off for Funnic. It's less than
He's going to beat Moon to Blink.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a bad sign if you're OG.
Absolutely.
This PL doesn't really have
and another Fissure,
either.
because why not? Fly caught in the field.
I honestly feel like Empire are playing around the Shaker very well. Like you mentioned how Funnic is having a great game. That's definitely true. But the way that Empire are abusing Fissure with their heroes also works out. Is they get 2 very easy kills on top of them, and they're just going to go 2 free towers.
Yep. That's almost the Blink. Silent will take the last hit. If they would have given that to Shaker, he would be less than 500 off, but still, we're looking at a sub-20 Blink for Funnic, more or less guaranteed if he doesn't get killed.
Yep.
And that is a very good timing when you've only taken 2 towers in off lane.
Moon going in with
Winter's
the
Curse.
Yeah, TP's coming in. It's going to be Funnic. No Tail trying to get himself out. He's going to cancel cast 1 Fissure, make that 2, throws it out. He actually waited a little bit too long. The mech is actually going to keep No Tail alive for a little while longer. Grave comes in. I think they might have to sacrifice the peel here. Are they going to be able to get anything in return? Crush comes in. No, the Doppelganger. No Tail's going to be able to get out. They're going to get No Fear instead. OG, they get a kill. Very interesting engagement. If Funnic had just cast the Fissure the first time, he definitely would have killed him.
Yeah, he hesitated way too much there and ends up buying OG enough time to reinforce. And that's one thing their lineup is incredible at. Between the mech, between the Doppelganger, and of course, the Shallow Grave, they have so much sustain. As long as they don't get burst like they did in that fight at the bottom tower, they can even win an engage where they're outnumbered or out of position. That time around it worked out. Of course, should mention how big an impact Wyvern has had. Oh, we're actually going to see a glimpse here on Fly. He does have Grave. No, actually he doesn't. It's on cooldown. But they think he has it.
Well, Silent is going to be kicking himself.
10 stick charges.
Yeah.
Fine.
We'll be okay for now.
But yeah, the Wyvern in this game, Cold Embrace, has really saved Empire a lot as well. It's been very clear that OG have been looking for these kills. All the physical damage from Viper and Slardar combined just gets negated entirely by No Fear's play so far in this game. He's 5-1 and 5. It was his first death. Wasn't that engaged we just had. And they are finding absolutely nothing in the forest, but
I think they'll be happy with the tower right now. Snowtail is also pushing bottom tier 1 in the meantime. I guess this is definitely a defusal rush game. With how aggressive Empire being, you kind of need that item to fight.
Yeah, I think so.
Sometimes people go back for like the Yasha and then Defusal Blade, but I think you actually need the utility of the Purge right now.
You also get extra physical damage with him. That's
Yep.
kind of nice. But yeah, absolutely, the Defusal Blade, I think, is the way to go. If he goes for a Yasha, it does signal that OG want to slow the game down and just try to play a farming style, but I don't think Empire are going to give them the chance with this kind of setup they're running.
I like this move from OG, actually.
Oh, yeah?
I mean, look at their warding right now. They can pretty much see everything.
It's being,
on
the
the
line
side
is
of
being
Empire.
drawn by No Fear. Now the pings come out.
It's way
They're
too
probably
slow.
too late.
It is
Amplify
way
damage
too
and
slow.
Shadow Wave is just so good for taking Roche on the Dire. Nether Toxin also starting to kick in.
Radiant's
Here we go. It's going to go to No Tail. Very good play here, and that will be the Yasha.
Wouldn't it just be better to give Moon the Roshan last hit there so we can get Blink? Or are you not thinking about it in the moment and you just kill it because
I think in the moment you just
Yeah.
get rid of him and then you go out and farm it.
Okay, well, smoke
oh,
coming
Moon,
in.
not again.
They're gonna spot Moon.
He is actually finding a way out of this, maybe.
Yeah, I think he's actually okay.
Time
He's
for the
just jerking
quelling
it out.
plays.
Well, the smoke broke. I thought they actually saw him. Maybe they didn't.
Oh, looks like they didn't. Superior vision in the area for OG. He knows he can get away now.
Radiant's bottom tower is
Kind of
under
dodged a
attack.
bullet. Mech, by the way, almost complete on Wyvern. Lumi was talking about it, that Wyvern might get it, but it's unlikely.
Yeah.
He is. That's what happens when you get 5 kills in a support this early.
Well, the Disruptor is the one
Luxury.
who's going Glimmer, where typically you would see Wyvern go Glimmer because you have the Cold Embrace Glimmer combo, which is absurdly strong. But
Yeah.
I guess in this game, he doesn't need to save for it. And
In this game, Glimmer isn't that good in general, actually.
yeah, it's okay. I
You're
don't know,
playing
maybe-
against Amplify damage, so you can still get spotted. There's almost no magical damage on the Dire apart from his root. If Rubik steals something great, we're going to see PL porting in. Playing with confidence, of course, as he does have the Aegis in his inventory. Oh, that's, yeah, it's good.
Oh, they
Dodge
take this
that.
fight now. Miracle is still walking forward. Oh, he actually uses the Doppelganger. He's going to get stuck inside the Static Storm. Curse comes out.
Man, that's
No
a
real
lot of
follow-up.
cooldowns just thrown away.
They just wanted to run.
I think OG can take top tier 1 off this if they want to. Like, they know that this Static Storm and the Winter's Curse are on cooldown. No tell? In here. Splinter Blast is very good against PL, I heard.
Pretty decent. Yeah.
They're going to find Silent, though, with the smoke play. Silent has no defensive mechanisms to save him apart from this Cold Embrace.
The Echo, though.
It's already committed.
Oh, man. Respawn coming in from No Tail. Funnick looks, he wants to try to get himself out of here. No Tail on the chase. Kinetic Field holding it back for the time being. Crit comes in with the lift. He earned to follow it up. There's the Poison Touch on the Funnick as well. He will drop. The rest of Empire do not want to stick around. They do end up getting the Aegis off of the PL, but that Ancient Stack is going to be stolen. And once again, Shadow Wave being incredibly useful this game with the PL.
Now it looks like that top tier 1 will indeed be next on the menu for OG. Good Echo Slam, like you said, from Funnick, but they already lost their gyro essentially when he came
Right.
in. The Cold Embrace wasn't enough to save him. There was a little bit of magic damage coming out from, I think, Rubik in that situation.
Is under attack.
Hearing
It
that
does
kill.
kind of give him a little bit more leeway for the next fight, though, knowing that the PL doesn't have 2 lives.
Yeah.
So if you want to go for like another smoke or try to find around the one of your tier 2s that you have left, that's always a possibility for that.
Sanjay Yasha now on
Radiant's
the
top
Viper.
tower
Good
has
mobility
fallen.
for Miracle. Bit of everything, armor, health. Of course,
Viper is one of those heroes that you don't look to and think, you know, Aghanims used to be really common.
Yeah.
Right? But it's only common against teams that have like those kiteable cores like Sven and Tiny that you want to just throw it out like on cooldown. These types of games, I feel like you just want stats. You just want to be tanky and be
Yeah.
able to go high ground.
absolutely. SNY and Viper is very good when you get it around this time. It is, of course, only 20 minutes into the game. He has the mech
Dire's
already.
middle tower is under attack.
It's like you're playing Shadow Fiend, but just on another hero.
Yeah.
Kind of right now. Just, very tanky frontliners, zoning out, mobile.
He's actually more tanky than SF in
Yeah.
some ways. Like Corrosive makes him really hard to chase down.
20 armor, extra magic resist, the slows, of course. Yep, we're gonna see what OG are up to next. They have smoked up 3 heroes now, rotating into the Radiant jungle. If they find Silent again, this would be great for them, and they will. Silent once again caught out, catching him with a weave. Starter coming in from the right. Good collapsing here from OG. All right, just secure him, crit.
The Stolen Echo, why not? He didn't even get the kill. Miracle still got
No,
it.
it's not really that useful if it's
He
spell on
tried.
Rubik when you
Yeah,
don't
no
blink.
aftershock. Yeah. You don't even get the stun, you just get damage. So, Aghanim's now purchased up on Resolution. I like this choice. With how much fighting there is and just having more clear for the PL, being able to just blow up the illusions with Splinter Blast, Queen AoE, Shaker, like, they have so many ways to deal with Phantom Lancer this game. It kind of makes me wonder if there's ever a point where either team really hits that critical mass or if it's just going to be down to whoever gets the better engagements.
I think the tricky part for Empire is always going to be, yes, you can kill off the PL illusions, but can you kill the PL later? When he gets tanky enough and they have the shallow grave, they can just reset, re-engage if he gets a heart. If they've committed key cooldowns and don't kill him, NoTail's just going to swarm them at the end of the fight.
Yeah.
So it becomes a lot more about kiting. A single target from Empire will never be there. I think their lineup just doesn't have it. You can technically go a physical damage build on Quap, but his farm isn't good enough for that to become a real threat for OG until, like, say, 60 minutes in. And by that point, probably looking at a very different game anyway. It's a defusal for NoTail. Got it pretty quickly after that Yasha, of course, with the Roshan kill. A pretty good fight for him, too.
That tier 1 still stands here for OG. And Empire in the area. Looking like they want to try to go on this. Resolution just throwing out the casual dagger. There's so much harass from this team. Like getting Arctic burned, taking Miracle down to about half health almost. With all that harass.
Shadow Wave's a good spell, though.
Decent spell. I like the way that they always run it with the peel. I think a lot of teams don't do that quite enough. OG are the team who I see consistently going back to this hero. I mean, sometimes you see it second phase banned in some situations where you just don't have the heroes to kill it, but OG really love their peel.
The synergy between the two is just very obvious. The fact that you can... The way you usually kill PL is hard lockdowning him and then just bursting him down. You have Shallow Grave. After that, you can disjoint with your Doppelganger and get out of the fight and reset. And from an aggressive perspective, we've seen that heal bomb a couple of times this game already. It's ridiculous damage in the early stages of the game where PL might be seen as weaker. And then when he starts taking over later on in the game, you have Weave. So pretty good duo of heroes.
It feels like Empire are very hesitant right now to try to do much. Like they're just kind of sitting around doing some farming. Okay, bottom lane, silent. He needs to get himself out of here. Moon did blink away, so he's not going to be able to go for a kill in the situation.
Crit, gets a Rocket Barrage steal, not really what he was looking for. You don't want to commit into the face of the enemy with Rubik most of the time. Maybe he can steal something out of this Disruptor, though. He's looking for the Glimpse. He might find Crit here with the ward placement. Very nicely done from Aloha Dance, but doesn't follow up. Scared of the rotation, but the heroes are actually in the mid lane. No Fear gonna get engaged on here by NoTail, and he will force out the Cold Embrace by using the Diffusal Blade. Now he's out of mana. What's Nofir really gonna do here? Trying for the TP out. Might make it! What a fissure, but it's not enough. He will die to the damage over time from the Viper here. Good Shallow Grave, and now he's gonna disjoin and remove that poison. Should they find another kill on the side? Finally, Resolution will be jumping into the backline of the fight and kill off that PL, but it's a 3-for-1 trade. Might be 4-for-1 if Moon can catch onto Silent. He will with Blink Crush. Amplify comes out. A lucky bash here should seal the deal. There it is. 10% chance. Seems to be bigger than 17 sometimes, and they do get the kill. Ultra kill for Miracle. All 4 of them in the back for him, and that's a full BKB.
Man, you got to give props to Fly there. Throwing out the Grave just in time. Baiting out Empire so hard to try to get the kill on the PL and then turning it. I mean, he has been there every single time NoTail has needed it, feels like, this game. I mean, laning phase is a little bit rough, but in terms of the overall fights that Empire has been taking, Fly's in the right position at the right time and time again. Now they're just going to go ahead and continue to push into this tier 2. They do throw out the Glyph, and Resolution right now, he doesn't really have much in the tank to be able to deal with this. He's almost completely out of mana. And it looks right now as if he's going back for Shivas. Blink forward once again here, No Fear. Gonna try to use the Arctic Burn to get away. They're gonna throw the Curse out onto Moon. Hits Miracle as well. They have a decent amount of damage. Glimmer gonna be coming out with the Grave. Still have some stick charges left too, just in case. Moon will be fine, and they do get the tier 2.
And key cooldowns used again. At least the Winter's Curse.
Yeah.
I guess that was the only really long one there, so... If there was a short Roshan timer, OG would get it, but it's not gonna be there yet. Moon just checked it out. Still has to wait about a minute for this.
It's one of those old types of strategies that we used to talk about like a year or two ago when a lot of team fight picks were prevalent, is when you don't have the team fight, a team who's not reliant on ultis usually wins, right? So if your spells are down, you can just run at them, and that's pretty much what OG have been doing. So NoTail's gonna get spotted out here by Resolution. We'll be okay though. Smoke coming away.
Yeah, this could work out very well for them. They're gonna see NoTail. There is no Echo Slam though. Now he's already walking away. Fissure hesitating again, but this time around Funnick will connect, and this is a very quick cleanup with the Sonic Wave. They do get the kill again on NoTail on the sidelines for a minute here. No Dazzle to save him this time around. And what are we looking for the Radiant side? So Gyro has died 6 times this game. It's a very rare score to see on a carry, this one, with so many kills, assists, and deaths. Generally, you either snowball very hard or you suffer, but Silent has been somewhere in between.
Yep.
And I don't know, looking forward, if Empire actually have the tools they need. We were talking about single target damage to be able to kill the PL. I'm starting to see problems with killing off that Viper. And when the BKBs start coming out, there's one on Miracle right now. What damage does Empire actually have? They're all about that wombo combo AoE.
Dire's top tower
I think we're going to
is
see a
under
BKB on
attack.
PL as well after his Manta, perhaps.
I think they're even going to be relying on like a Winter's Curse hitting in a way that one of the other carries kills the other carry, you know? Like that's where your damage is going to be coming from if you're worried about BKBs. But you can't even do it anymore, right? Because BKB only affects the primary target now, so if the PL eventually gets one, not sure if No Tail is a fan of the BKB Phantom Lancing. But.
I think he's done it before. I think his go-to build, however, is Treads, Diffusal, Manta, and then Blink. I think was what was played quite a bit at Frankfurt.
He likes
giving
being
you that
able
extra
to
disjoining.
Well, you can blink on the back line too, right? Like if you blink and you find like Disruptor or you find the Wyvern, we saw what happens to No Fear. Even if he cold embraces himself, his mana gets drained instantly and he can't really do anything after he gets out of it. That can be a very useful tool in just splitting the fight up, making Empire kind of panic. So BKB now done on Gyrocopter. So we're going to see Moon scouting out
Dire's
side of
top
Empire here
tower
with the
is
Invis.
under attack.
Funnick, I thought he would have noticed that. He got blocked like a tiny bit, but if you're not looking at your hero when it happens, it's very hard to notice.
And I think it is going to be BKB for Moon. He's sitting on 3K. He would have bought 4 staff a long time ago. Let's get a BKB on him and a BKB on the PL later. And I'm starting to feel really worried about Empire with the limited net worth on this Gyrocopter. And even when he does have it, he has split damage. They have Weave against that. So, tricky situation for Empire. They got to start getting out on the map and finding something, but it's just very difficult. OG's map movements are incredibly good. Securing Roche for themselves once again. Going to bottom now to pressure that out. Look at Miracle's positioning. Doesn't care. He's just going to stand next to the tier 2 essentially and just start hitting the creep wave. His team 2,000 range behind. Doesn't matter. You can't die.
When you're in this position as a
Radiant's
frontline
bottom
hero
tower
like
is
Viper,
under attack.
and you know the enemy team doesn't have like scary catch, all their damage is magic. I mean, you talked about it. Once BKB's out, the threat for him dying is fairly low. So for now, OG maintain a pretty good amount of map control. And it looks like Empire are gonna finally try to take down this tier 1 mid. It has been up for almost 30 minutes. It's not often you see that.
Nope. There is a glyph though. I don't think they're gonna get it. They want to bait Resolution to stick around for it. And then they can blink crush him. See if he falls for it. It looks like he will.
Oh,
and he should be in a lot of... Oh, okay, that's a good heal bomb right there.
Yeah.
Man, the heal bomb with amp damage.
And they get the deny too. So
Yep.
I guess the tower goes down
Dire's
at the
middle
end of the day.
tower
Not
has
quite the
been
way the
denied.
Resolution wanted it to, but
He's out for a minute. He doesn't have buyback. OG obviously don't know this, but if they try to push for this and they realize, hey, hang on a second, Empire aren't even responding that much, they could get a lane of Rax here. That's how big that kill actually was. Sending in No Tail, they're sending in Miracle. At the bare minimum, they're looking for this buyback, but they're not going to get it. Doesn't exist. Fissure and Funnick faking it out. Can't really... Doesn't want to commit it onto a single hero. Now I might use it because there's 2. Good call down as well. Decent damage here. It's not enough to get a kill. But it might stop OG in their tracks.
they're getting Miracle a
Glimpse.
bit low. Not going to force him to BKB yet. They throw out the Glimmer. And they do have Urn Charges, so all that damage that was dealt by dropping ultis and spam. I suppose cooldown isn't really a
Oh,
big
nice.
cooldown.
The Thunderstrike actually stops the blink from Moon Meander.
Yeah.
Still collapse on Funnick with all these solutions. Amplify damage. He's essentially getting killed by 0 heroes right now.
First comes in. Oh my. Okay, buys back into the game. Miracle gonna get Grave. Pops the BKB. Silent uses his own BKB. Looks like
he
OG
blinks
wanna
in.
back up. The
Oh,
Echo
that's
comes in.
not an Echo Slam you're looking for. Funnick
Oh.
choking a little bit here under pressure.
They want to keep fighting this after they wasted their BKBs and ultimates? I don't know about that. OG coming back in. No Tail throwing out the Purge. Silent drops out. One more call down actually comes off. Cooldown out. That's how long this fight's lasted. 2 down already. Buyback from Silent. Crit's going to be dropping in the process. Now No Tail going in on the Funnick. This would be a dieback if they lose the Shaker again. No Tail trying to force the blink back. Crush comes in from Moon. Going to be off the mark. Hits a couple of creeps and looks like Empire will eventually force them back. Fissure hits on high ground. They really want that Aegis. They will find it with the Blink Sheev is coming in from Resolution. Can they get Moon as well? Blink almost off cooldown. Gets himself to safety after blinking over the trees.
That kill on the Aegis is actually... I was about to say it's really important, but it's not. So
They bought back on 2 heroes.
yeah, the Aegis would be reclaimed in a minute. I don't think OG could put out enough pressure before that point with the Aegis getting across the map in the first place. So, yep, they did force buybacks, like you said. Most importantly, Gyro did commit his. Even though OG end up losing a couple on the back there, they still come out clearly as the victors of that. Now 10,000 lead on Golden XP. Map control easily in their favor too. They can slow play this and wait for next Roche, but I'm not sure they're even gonna do that. Is that a full AC for Miracle in the base? No. Okay, he still has a bit of way to go.
Now this is the build we've seen him do in the past too. You just go for the Sieging Viper. You're not really worried about physical damage once you have the AC out. You already have good stats from the SOY, and obviously Max Corrosive Skin and BKB make you pretty impervious to magical damage, so. Resolution still looking towards his next item. Is there anything that the Queen can buy that's just like, boom, big impact? Like, honestly, Refresher seems like the only thing.
Refresher or Scythe, maybe?
Oh, smoke broke here.
No tail is fine.
Yep.
Scythe being able to catch the PL for some extra lockdown so he can't just doppelganger away is nice. Or maybe even scything the Dazzle and just blowing him up. I think the key point for them is to get in on the backline and get Dazzle away from the fight, if they can't just blow him up at least.
Yeah. Okay. Blink away here from Resolution. Pops the Shivas. It's very hard to aggressively blink on this lineup of OG though. Feels like if you're leaving a little bit off in your positioning, you just get blown up by PL.
Yeah. The Shivas was the best choice he could make though. I think it's the ideal item pickup against PL. All this attack speed slow against the Illusions, good against the Viper. Just getting some armor for himself. Definitely the best possible pick he could have made. And now I'm uncertain. I think all in all, Refresher might be better than Hex. But the question is if he's going to have a chance to get either of those items. Roshan will be spawning within a few minutes, and then I think OG are just going to be looking for the GG push, knowing that there's still going to be cooldown on Gyro's buyback.
Yeah.
Unless if they get an unlucky respawn.
I think in terms of the Hex versus Refresher, the easier one to use is Refresher. Because then you're basically just saying, okay, I need to throw out all my spells, refresh, throw out all my spells. It's pretty straightforward. You don't have to put yourself in harm's way to do that unless you're going for like a double screen. But Hex, you need to be able to find the right target. Because even if you want to try to go on No Tail, Fly has been on point with his Graves all game. They have a Blink Rubik for defensive plays and a Slardar.
And the nice thing about getting Refresher too is you were talking about how it's hard to commit into the enemy team because you get punished. When you refresh, you actually have a blink out again. So you could go for an aggressive play, drop your combo, and then drop it again and blink out if you do it really fast, or you have at least some options to play around with the Refresher.
Okay, looks like we're gonna see a real big fight here.
That's
No
the shortest.
He blinks forward. He's calling here. Echo
good
comes
combo.
in. They kill the PL instantly. BKB popped their Loa Dance inside of the Cold Embrace. Here comes the bash from Moon. Stolen Sonic Wave from Crit. Hits 3 on the side of Empire. Lift's gonna be there as well. Silent now on full retreat. Under the effects of amplified damage. Cannot live. Miracle just not taking any damage. Look at how hard that Viper hits. Retreat Fissure coming in from Funnick. No Fear gets an Arctic Burn off on the Crit. He gets bashed on the hill, but the Crusher's a little bit too late. Not gonna be able to get anything else here. I mean, that fight. Oh, Moon, he's still chasing.
Yeah, why not?
He's got sprint for a couple more seconds. He's going to blink forward. Amp's still there. There's one more Cold Embrace. This is Gem right now.
Bash.
Doesn't even need it, really. There's a lift.
All right, no bash.
Okay, Fissure comes in. And yeah, there you go. Gem on deck.
Oh,
and they wanted the Courier to pick it up, but they killed the Courier too. So that started off pretty good for Empire. But they very quickly realized after all their ultimates are expended, their damage is non-existent.
They committed Echo Slam to kill the PL. They got the Sonic Wave stolen. Miracle just used his BKB and didn't care about anything in the fight. It's not good enough. That's the problem with AoE wombo combos like this is, yes, you can catch one key target. That actually went okay because the Grave didn't come off. If the Grave comes out, I don't think they kill anyone. So, difficult situation for Empire now. Probably losing. Oh, OG might be playing this a little bit defensively. They will. Showing some respect here for the opponent, backing out.
Well, we're going to find out in a second. Okay, it's the fastest possible Roshan spawn.
Oh, man.
So that's the 8-minute one.
That is so lucky for OG.
Yeah.
Even got a bit of RNG here on their side. They just need to check it.
Without well, actually, Sonic Wave would be off cooldown, but they would not have Echo for another 30. Might have been up around the time that they got to the pit. Would you even feel comfortable for Empire fighting this? I mean, I guess they kind of have to. If they don't, then you're basically saying we need to fight into 2 carries of OG. Pushing our high ground, and it's already been shown that we still have a hard time winning that fight, even with buybacks.
Yeah, I don't know if they... It's like damn it if you do, damn it if you don't type of situation. The Echo Slam is ready in 5 seconds, and Roshan is dead in 5 seconds, so... I think they just decided they can't contest. Actually, now they do start moving on. It's too late.
Well, they were a bit indecisive at the end of the day. She's going to be going the way of Miracle. No Tail is going to secure the Aegis. And as you already mentioned, he had that Blink Dagger, showcased it in the previous fight in the woods. Blinking very aggressively, actually. Ends up getting himself killed, but team still carries it out for him.
This is something you really don't want to have to do as Gyro. He's buying this Manta to counter amplify damage.
Yeah.
It's really frustrating because they already have Cold Embrace, but it's not good enough since he's not able to do damage while he's frozen. Has to be able to remove that. It's also decent against the Viper Strike if you time it perfectly so you don't get hit. It's more against the Amp, and that just means still there's no damage coming out from this Gyro. We're almost 40 minutes in, still not seeing his first DPS item, such as an MKB, which would be great here. Might just be coming out a little bit too late. Vlad's now on the way for Moon Meander soon as well.
So that's AC Vlad's on OG, and Empire currently have neither.
AC Vlad's Weave. Physical damage is not a problem. If they pop their BKBs correctly, they cannot lose the team fight. I really don't see how. With the Cheese on Aegis, I think it's about time for them to go bottom when that Vlad's arrives. I'm even going to send out a casual medallion here as well for the Dazzle. Just making sure they have 67 armor instead of 60.
I mean, armor's armor.
Yeah.
It's all worth it.
That's correct.
Okay, so Arctic Burn still proving to be fairly annoying here for Miracle. Might even force on the BKB.
Oh, they're going to lift him.
Yeah, Resolution getting really low here. Where's the Wyvern? Blink Echo comes in, actually hits into 3. Static Storm to follow it up, and the Curse, but it's actually mitigating quite a bit of damage to the Static Storm. Double BKB now on OG. Miracle pops the cheese. That's one down. Stolen Echo comes in from Crit. They get the Shaker and the Disruptor. They want more. They're going for Silent. Actually decide to back off a little bit. Moon blinks forward here, finds No Fear with the Crush. Amp to follow it up. Easy kill there for No Tail as Resolution is forced to blink defensively. They will get the melee racks here. No contention at all. Courier actually goes down on the side of OG, but I don't think with that fight that they can contest this. There is a tier 2 top though, so they cannot Mega. Maybe they just go for Throne instead. Or find Silent.
Maybe they just lose their Gyro. It's again the heal bomb with amp damage. Just 1,000 damage nuke from your support. OG 2-0 here. I gotta say, I've seen so many